And hello to all my Leo friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for February 2022. Now, today they've dialed up for you a specific spread. It is going to be a financial sector corner, is what we're going to focus on. There's something financial they do not want you to miss, to the point where they want to make an entire spread about finances for February. So there's got to be something good in there that we got to just uncover here. Now, a storyline spread is the format we're going to be using, and that's very good for general readings. It casts a very wide net across all the different Leos. That allows me to be very accurate. We're telling a bunch of different stories. The whole idea here is to find the story that's right for you in your situation, and usually there is at least one for you. There may be multiple. I've had people say that sometimes multiple stories do resonate with them, and that's okay if it does, but it's really all about finding the one. So we're going to find out what your story is. We're also going to conclude your reading with something that I call a health scrub. That's what they want me to conclude with. So your physical health is what that looks at, the different areas. If there's something they're trying to get you to avoid or bring awareness to, very good for those things. So your financial sector and your health sector, very, very big pillars, big corners for the month of February. We'll waste no more time. We'll get into it right now, guys. The cards are already shuffled. I do that ahead of time to save time. I'm going to bring you in right now so you can watch. Go ahead and hit that like button if you're ready to have a great February. There we go. Okay, what I'm doing now are my ritual cuts. Basically cuts the deck into 3 different pieces, puts it back together in a separate order, and that satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot. Do that with both decks here. Same procedure for personal readings. And then they're ready to go. So storyline is the way we're going to do this. I start the storyline with 5 cards. So here's our base group. 3, 4, 5. And then what I look for are facings. I'm looking for somebody to turn in here, and that's going to let me know when I'm ending. And that's going to be it right there. So let's see what we got. We got a bunch of inverts, first of all. We need to... I'm going to address that after I pull the remaining cards. First, I got to get my pairings. Here... We're looking at 3 stories. It's going to be like this. That's pretty much what we're looking at. All in view, I think so. Looking good. Okay, so here's our 3 stories. Now I got to tack on some cards, get some more information. And I'm going to end by... That's actually good the way it is. Well, I'm going to tack on 1 to that. This gets 2. I'll move the camera around so you can see this better also. I'll put 1 on the middle there. Okay, now I will count my inverts. The main thing I really wanted you to see was the very beginning. Those are your main cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not enough to matter. So it's going to be good to be ran the way that it is. So that's all set. Now I just need an angel card for every story. And I need to get it in view so you can see. Always a challenge with storylines because they get very big. They have a lot of cards. All right, there's kind of what we're doing. Okay, for the most part, I think that works. So let's get right to it because we got to do your health scrub too. And sometimes they're timely. Sometimes they take some time to digest. We only got 3 here, so it's not that bad. But sometimes these storylines can go to like 5 or 6, and then it's just, that's when they're really chatty and there's just so much going on. I'm actually going to do the big story first. I'm drawing over here. Okay. Story number 1, Leo. They want me to start with that you guys have the strength here. You guys have all the tools you need. Some of you are dealing with deceit or bad people or being stolen from here financially. Fraud comes up. There is growth that comes in behind this. So this gets worked out. Whatever's going on here in story number 1, it starts like it's kind of on a bad footing, but it turns very good. So I guess you overcome whatever hardships are coming on here in story number 1. And you know, this is not supposed to be about everybody. So if you don't resonate with this, just bear with me to the other stories. Let's give you some more details about that. So there's growth right behind that. They also bring up that there's really just one way to go about this. So they don't want you to feel like there are a lot of options here. They're basically saying they want you to focus on one thing here. very, very tunnel vision. There's one way to get out of this. There's one way to deal with it. One of the major things that comes up is being authoritative. I have the Emperor card, the boss card, being the supreme ruler here of the situation. Hold yourself accountable. Do the right thing. Be very strong here. And with the strength card also coming in before that, that's letting me know that you have everything you need to go through with this here. You're not missing anything. You don't need to delay. You can just kind of get right to this here. There is a small setback involved, just letting you know. The key word there is small. It's a small setback. Hopefully it's just a temporary thing. Could involve work, but it is a financial spread. They had an option to tell me this. They wanted to talk about work, and they chose not to. They chose financial. Now, most people do make their money through work, so they are connected, but at the same time, the small setback is financial, not necessarily work. But they did give me wands here, and that's why I'm bringing it up, because wands often are your work corner. Now, they do say clean it up, so this needs attention. This needs addressing. This is... even whatever it is for you, your version of cleaning it up, even if it's just, making sure everything's secure, since the theft thing comes up for the money, make sure that your passwords are safe, that, you're not you're sharing too many Wi-Fi's, like unprotected, like encryption and all that kind of stuff. Or also your valuables. If you have any valuables, make sure they stay safe, because that could come up in the money side too. So that's what they show there. Clean it up. It needs some work. Needs some dusting. Dust that little financial corner off there in story 1. So there you go, Leo. There's the first one. So hopefully you can learn from that and grow from it. That's what we show. We show growth. That's really what it's all about. Story number 2. Story number 2 is very much about it's one of two things. I have two people coupled up here, so usually this is, accounts that are tied together, perhaps, or at least two different accounts that work together. Could be like a checking and a savings, or it could be like, your bank account and your 401k, or I don't know, but there's a kind of a group bonding going on here between these two entities. And like I said, it could even be people that they're talking about here. So if this is you here in story number 2, they bring up great authority with work. So it means that you might have to do something with work. Maybe change your file claim status, the way you're claiming your taxes, or something like that is what comes up. Great authority with work in regards to what happens to these two accounts, or these two things that are pulling together. Hopefully you know what I mean by these two things. They really wanted me to focus on that. I have they really want you to handle this maturely. For some of you, they could be talking about kids here. Somehow the kids are involved in this, or at least they want me to bring up that it could be potentially a child may have something to do with this. I have child young energy coming in here. It is blocked, so it's either timed weird or it's coming in later. I'm not exactly sure where they're going with it, but I have to at least bring it up. The other definition of that card is that they really want you to exude mature energy here, kind of be the bigger person. Take the higher road approach here in story number 2. So that's going to wrap that one up. Before I get into your third story, I do want to give you guys the moon cycle forecast. I do that for you every single month so you know what's coming. February 1st, that's when most people are checking out this video. That is the new moon energy. It's the best time to bring anything new into your life. It doesn't have to be financial. It can be anything. If you're looking for new love, or you're looking to start a new health program, or you're looking to, do something new with work, looking for a new job, beginning of the month is much better for that. Also, the end of the month is pretty good too, because we got March new moon energy coming in, eking in at the end of February. But the adverse to that is the middle of the month, and that's the full moon energy that comes in on February 16th. That's the best time to get anything out of your life that you don't need anymore. For some of you, it could be people. It could be cleaning out like a garage, or getting rid of old stuff, getting rid of bad habits or emotional baggage, working on yourself. All these kind of things placed much better in the middle of the month. Doesn't have to be on the 16th. Anywhere in the middle is really good for that kind of stuff. So let's get into your story 3. There's your moon cycles. Okay, story 3, Leo. We have things, if you're one of my Leos, that your finances are extremely just hung up right now. I don't know if that means that just, you're fully invested in something and you don't have like liquidity, you don't have like spending, or maybe you're just broke, maybe you're just living really tightly. That's probably you here in story number 3. I have the Hangman card inverted, so this is like huge hangups, huge delays at least. It's, not a lot of movement going on, it's just kind of is just kind of stagnant, just kind of sitting there is what they show. That's what they bring up first. Now there's factors they want to talk about. Let's talk about the first thing is that you need authority in your love corner. A lot of you are probably spending a lot of money in your love corner, perhaps unnecessarily. This could also go to other people because your love corner is usually your close friends and your family, anybody close to your heart. And by them saying you need to be authoritative with these people, and this is a financial spread, it makes me wonder if some of you are being a little loose with your finances or maybe being a little too giving. Maybe you're being a little too nice. Maybe you just need to back it up a little bit, something like that. Now they do show co-create, so this is an opportunity to build something with somebody else, but at the same time, there's an element to this story where they want you to be alone. It's a very interesting dynamic because I have the Hermit, which is a guy off on his own. It can also be about being guided. So you could be being financially guided. That could also be part of the message here. Could also mean that you should seek guidance here, or maybe budget or go talk to somebody who does better with finances. If you're struggling, maybe it's just something you're not good at. A lot of people aren't good at certain things. I'm not the greatest at finances myself. So this guidance can come in many different forms. But the other definition of the card is doing it alone. So there's an element of that they bring up, they want you to consider. And we also have the element here of co-create. So it's almost like a dualistic thing. Some of you are maybe that could actually be what you're hung up about. If we go back to the very first card, maybe you're debating if you need to, go at your finances by yourself or if you're going to combine finances or, which way you're going to go with this. And that would also line up with, taking authority in your love corner. So very interesting thing there in story number 3. I think we gave you guys quite a good little chunk of advice here for every story. So I can see why they wanted to do a financial spread. Always very interesting to do. So now let's do your health scrub. I use a lot of cards, so I'm going to shuffle real quick. And as I do that, I'm going to tell you about the newsletter. Real quick here, real quick. Make sure you're signed up for the newsletter. It's at the very bottom of my website, scottsagent.com. You just enter your email address, your first name, your last initial. You send that off and you're part of the newsletter group. I only send one newsletter per month. It's just for updates, and it also gives you promo codes to save money on readings because these are general readings here. And, there are a lot of Leos tuning in. You guys are great. And the only bad part about that is the bubble energy. We're reading for a lot of Leos. And if you're looking for messages that are personal, private, and specific only to you, I do offer those on the website. So make sure you're also signed up for the newsletter, also on the website. Facebook, make sure you like the Facebook page. I do giveaways every single month on Facebook. So let's get started here. I'm going to ritual cut this again. The reason I reshuffle that too, I should tell you, is because I like to give them the option to use some of those same cards to convey something that has perhaps already been conveyed. So just being thorough. Rather be thorough than sloppy. Trying to get it right for you guys. So here we go, top to bottom. Health scrub. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we have a lot of blockages here. I might have to discard. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. Gonna be good the way it is. But I do need a couple angel cards here, oracle cards, because there are some major themes. I'm going to start at the top because our focus is a little lower off the top. Starting at the very top is usually like skin, hair, nails, all that kind of stuff. Showing blocked social here, so either we got too much of that going on or we don't have enough self-care. It's one of the two. It's basically an imbalance here between all those things I just mentioned. So let's give you a couple examples of the extremes. It's saying that you're too high or too low here. The high would be like if you get your nails done like every week, or I don't know, a high frequency, right? You spend a lot of money getting your nails done and your hair done and all this stuff. Beauty products, that kind of thing. That would be the extreme high. Now the extreme low is if you just like do the base, almost never get it done, don't cater to yourself or, nurture yourself perhaps as much as you should, or maybe not at all, or maybe you need to find a nice little place in the middle here is what they're saying. It comes up as an imbalance, starting with that. As we move down, kind of middle of the head stuff, I have small victory, checking in very good. Nothing of concern there. If you are concerned about something like nasally anything with your eyes, sinuses, that kind of thing, even hearing, it's coming in okay, at least right now in February. Moving into 3, I wanted to switch that card so bad I just couldn't do it. I have the Sun card. It's the best card in the deck. Problem is it's blocked. It's coming in, the sunlight is not getting through. There's clouds in the way, that kind of thing. And number 3, as we move down here, is your throat. So this should be healthier than it is. I'm not sure what they mean from this or what you could do about it. The throat area also can be dental. Have to bring that up. Also could be neck and chiropractic, that kind of thing. So this should be better than it is. It should be really good, but there's something in the way. They want you to think about what this could be. And think about ways you can improve that. I have the Thinker card for my Angel card. As we move down into the heart, very good momentum in the heart, checking in very good. I have Peace for my Angel Oracle card, not worried about it at all. Things are happening the way they are supposed to with your heart. So, whether that's good or bad, it is the way it is supposed to be. And find peace knowing that. It's an interesting message, but that's what it is. I got to give it to you guys how they give it to me. As we move a little further down, this is a upper stomach area. It could also be related to back, higher back. They show hard work going on here. So just be cautious about how hard you are working your physical body, especially your upper back, maybe even shoulders a little bit. This is a very muscular thing here in this card. This is not like upper digestion or like upper stomach. I really feel like this is muscular or like something tight, like I gave you the back example, that kind of thing. So just be cautious about that, especially if you do like hard work for your job. Okay, don't work yourself too hard. Make sure you bend when you lift and that kind of stuff. Moving a little further down. All right, so this is where we get a little icky. Lower stomach shows kind of a disastrous mess right here. They don't come out and say like sickness, illness, flu, that kind of thing, but that's how it makes me feel because it is lower stomach, almost like it's. Let me just say sick. I don't want to get graphic with this. It's just it's kind of like a shit show card. I call that the moon card inverted, kind of shit show ocean. That's what I call it. They have a change in the wind here, so this is gonna this could be an in and out thing. This could be something that is just like bothering you one day and the next day it clears itself up. Hopefully this is extremely transitory. That's the vibe I get by them saying change in the wind. So hopefully this blows over real quick, whatever this is. And this just has the possibility of popping in February. So just know if your lower stomach, kind of like your intestinal type area there is feeling a little off or feeling a little weird, it should be transitory. I don't see it being any huge deal, but it's still going to be possibly a mess, right? As we move down, finally ending at the arms, the legs, they show bad decision here, guys. And this can also be sexual organs. This can also be hip area, lower spine. Be careful of your decision making with these body parts, please, because they have round and round. So this is almost like something you should know better about. This is cyclical. This is like almost like repeating old mistakes. This is like let's say, I don't want to give you the sexual version. So let me give you the version that's like your lower spine, right? Or your hip. Let's say you like to rollerblade and every time you go down this hill, it doesn't, you've had a few falls and scrapes and, busted yourself. Probably not a good idea to go down this hill, especially in February. This is coming in like your arms, legs, like I said, sexual organs, hips, base of the spine, maybe your tailbone, like all that kind of stuff can be affected here by a bad decision, okay? And that bad decision can extrapolate out to all those other parts that I just mentioned. So keep all that in mind, please. So there we go, Leo. That's going to wrap up your entire reading. We've been through the health scrub. We have been through your entire financial sector there. Lots of interesting things. I want to thank you so much for joining. Please remember to like and subscribe so you see the future videos. I do these every single month. And take care. I'll see you soon.